Hi, my name's Starsky and welcome to From the Studio on Clubbing TV. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at the weird, but absolutely wonderful Pulsar 23 from SOMA. And what exactly is it? It's a 4-voice analog drum machine. It's got kick, bass, snare and hi-hat, and that's it. But if you look at the panel here, we're covered in these little connectors, and they're quite cool. These use these crocodile clips rather than your standard jack plugs you get on Eurorack kit, and that's so that you can actually stack up a lot of these connectors on the one pin at the same time. And for the purposes of demonstration, I've attached 3 here to the 1 pin in case you couldn't imagine what that looked like. But you can also use them for touch in a performance mode, so the electrical resistance of your body changes stuff and you touch some of the pins and different things happen, and I'll show a little bit of that later. But just something different, something fun, but you can still connect it up to your Eurorack because we've got these connectors here. So whatever LFO or whatever you're using on your Eurorack, you can bring it in here and then use the pin to connect it up, or the other way around. You can take the LFO, put it in there and then send it to your rack as well. So it's really got a lot of connectivity, especially as we've got MIDI as well. If you look on the back, we've got MIDI connector, that's for a MIDI in. And we've also got these little black buttons we can see across the panel, and they're for MIDI learn. So MIDI CC comes in, press learn while you're doing it. So you can actually control anything via MIDI as well. So that's really, really useful, especially when you're connecting it up with other stuff, but you don't have to connect it with other stuff. You can just play with it as a self-enclosed unit. So let's start off by listening to the different voices, shall we? Each of the sounds have got their own individual parameters, but if we look at the bottom here, they've all got the same, and then above are the individual ones for each of the tones. If we're looking at the kick drum, for example, we've got the envelopes down here, volume, and then an FX send. And that's the amount of pitch modulation, and a drive knob. Got a really big, fat, dirty, disgusting analog sound, that, hasn't it? I'm trying to make it a little bit less dirty, but it's just got that sort of character, hasn't it? It just sounds like it really wants to just come and thump you. And then we got the bass, and this is essentially a single oscillator monosynth. So we can change the shape of that wave, and we can warp it as well, which is like wave folding. And that seems really simple, but we've not started modulating anything yet. So all these different modulation points here, as this is all CV controlled, you can pretty much modulate anything with anything, which means you can get all sorts of mental tones from it. Let's put a bit of FM from the LFO, shall we? So we connect, I don't know, let's connect the triangle up to the tune amount. So straight away you can get really complex tones. And you can control this via a keyboard via MIDI, so you can actually use it as a straight up bass tone as well. Then we've got the snare drum. And these 6 knobs are the ones that are unique to the snare drum. We've got a tune, we've got a clap amount, and we've got a bandpass filter. And the filter. And again, all the modulation points. So you can do all that FM style stuff on the snare as well. And then that brings us to the hi-hat. So there's all sorts of metallic madness in here. And a filter. So that's the sounds, but how do we sequence them as a drum machine? And there are a few ways of programming this. The first one is to use these add and delete buttons and play stuff live. And we're going to use the clock outputs to the mix in to give us a little click track. As I said, you can use your body. Put these onto record. So there you go, that's really simple. Let's take that click off. And you can hear we're slightly out of time there. We can quantize this. These three buttons here. I'll play again. And that's how you use the internal sequencer. Another way of doing it is using these clock divides up here. And there we've got the hi-hat. Let's bring the others in. Okay, that hi-hat's quite lengthy, isn't it? We can reduce the length of that using these little functions over here. And of course, the other way you can sequence it is via MIDI. Here we've got Artoria's KeyStep Pro, and we can just program it with the sequencer on this. So go to Learn on the kick. There we go, there's the kick. Nothing else is playing because it's only learned that note for the kick. Let's go to the snare. And then let's go to the hi-hat. Learn. That's simple, but we haven't got the bass yet. Let's go to another MIDI channel. Let's go to track 2, and we can play the bass via MIDI. So let's just put this switch over here onto MIDI. And as soon as you start playing it with a keyboard, you realise quite what a nice sounding synth that is. And maybe let's modulate that filter with one of the envelopes, shall we? We'll just play it. Let's use the hi-hat envelope because we want something nice and snappy. But if you didn't want to use MIDI, you can use CV. If you're using a Eurorack, you can use CV. On the intro track, I use my Eurorack and my TR606 to sync the clock speed using a CV input here, and then use the output of that into the clock in. So loads and loads of really nice interactivity you can get with all your other stuff, or just have it as a standalone. So overall, what are my final thoughts on this? Well, the big con on this is the price. It's over £1,700, so it's not a cheap instrument. The other con as well is that you get what you see. In other words, you can't save anything. So if you've set something up for a gig, like I've set something up for this and had to change it about 4 times, but everything else that you get while you're trying to do stuff is really nice. So you can use it as a studio inspiration tool, save what you get, record everything that you do. Or if you're using it in a live situation, you can sync it to everything, and it's an instrument that you actually play. You get to learn it, so you understand what you're going to get from it. But it's more like, it's more like a musical instrument, that if you're going to use it as a performance tool, you don't just load up your samples, you don't just load up the previous performance, you get it out and you learn what it does, you understand how it works. So I love it. I'm going to keep this one. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So thanks to SOMA for sending it to me. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, don't forget you can catch it whenever you like on our Clubbing TV official YouTube channel on the From the Studio playlist. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll see what I can do to answer them. And also, if you are into synthesy drum machines and you are into this, do take a look at my Starsky Carr channel as well, where I've got a bit of a deeper dive with this and some extra bits and bobs. So I'll see you in the next episode of From the Studio.